Tell me last time which topic we have covered. Any one of you? Yes? No one?
Ma'am, process scheduling
Good.
have three types of process scheduling: long term, short term, or heavy.
Good, good. Okay, so now today we are going to start threads. Okay.
Ma'am, can you start recording?
Hmm?
Can you start the
क्या बोल रहे हो?
कुछ नहीं मैम, वो रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट करने का हो.
Hmm. Okay, so last time we covered about three types of scheduling, and then I hope zombies and orphan was also covered, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is thread? In computer, आपने Java में I hope you must have studied about threads in Java. था? Was there any topic related to thread programming in Java? In third
Yes.
semester? Okay. So in computer science, thread of execution is the smallest sequence of programmed instructions that can be managed independently by a scheduler. It means that thread is a component of a process, we can say. Okay. It may be an independent thread also, or it can be a part of process also. Just a minute. Okay, a thread is a basic unit of CPU utilization consisting of a program counter, a stack, and a set of registers, and a thread ID. So here you can see this is a single threaded process and this is multi-threaded process. It means that this whole is a process. This is one process, this is another process. But in this process, there is a single thread, okay? And in this process, there are three threads, okay? Now, you can here see that this is in multi-threaded process. It means that in a single process where we have three threads, each thread is having its own stack, its own registers. But the code, data, and files are shared. Code, data, and files of a process are shared in between all these three threads. Okay, so each thread is having its own stack, its own registers, and its own thread ID, but code, data, and files will be shared in all these three threads. Okay, traditional or heavyweight process have a single thread of control. There is one program counter, one sequence of instructions that can be carried out at any given point of time. So here it is making comparison between a process and a thread. Earlier हमने देखा था what was the difference between program and process. Okay, now we are comparing process and a thread. So it is saying that a thread is lightweight process and lightweight thread is called as a lightweight, and जो process है it is always called as a heavyweight. Why lightweight and heavyweight? Because जो process है it has its own code, data, file, stacks, registers, PCB, and always require more number of resources as compared to thread. Thread क्या है? It is the part of the process. when some thread is some part of some process, then obviously process will be a heavy weight and thread will be lightweight, we can say entity. Okay, so as shown in the figure 4.1, multi-threaded applications have multiple threads within a single process, each having their own program counter, stack and set of registers, but sharing common code, data and certain structures such as open files. So code, data and open files are shared among these three threads. Okay. Now motivation. Why there was need of thread programming? Okay. Why there was, what was the need of threads? So threads are very useful in modern programming. Whenever a process has multiple tasks to perform independently of the others. तो thread programming जो है वो concept कहाँ से आया? So because there was need of multi programming, okay? तो वहाँ पे when one process has to do a lot of tasks, okay, multiple tasks at a time. So because one process can do only single task at a time, ठीक है, multiple processes, multiple cores are required so that multiple processes can execute at a simultaneously. Okay, so we have multi-core computers हैं हमारे पास, ठीक है, जो जहाँ पे हम एक साथ multiple processes run कर सकते हैं. Okay, but processes के भी अंदर if we have multiple threads, then that particular process can do multiple tasks at a time. Okay, so if multiple threads are there, okay, so multiple threads are running, then each process is able to carry out multiple tasks simultaneously. Okay, पहले क्या था, multiple processes को we need to run on different cores. Okay, now we want that each process must do multiple tasks. Okay, each process must also do multiple tasks. So उसके लिए क्या होगा, multi threads चाहिए. For example, suppose if I am working on a Microsoft Word, आगे आएगा आपके example में. So Microsoft Word में भी मुझे अलग-अलग task करना है. So that task will be performed by multiple threads. Okay. So आगे, this is the second example, giving the example of word processor. So for example, in a word processor, a background thread may check spelling and grammar, while the foreground thread processes the user strokes, यानी कि inputs जो दिया जा रहा है. So one thread is working on the inputs. Okay, another thread is working on spelling, checking the spelling and grammar. Okay, and the third thread, okay, is suppose working on loading the images from the hard drive, and fourth thread does periodic automatic backups ले रहा है file का, okay, being edited. So there are in a word processor, single word. So word, we can consider that a word processor. I am working on a word processor. So that is one process. Okay. In that process, there are 4 different threads. एक thread जो है वो grammar and spelling पे work कर रहा है. एक thread जो है वो inputs पे work कर रहा है, जो input दिया जा रहा है उसको. Third thread is working on loading the images. Fourth thread is working on taking the backups and saving the files. Okay, so this is an kind of an example of a thread. So one process requires multiple threads so that multiple tasks can be done at a time. Okay. Another example is a web server. Multiple threads allow for more requests to be satisfied simultaneously. So suppose ये एक example देखो. Suppose if a client is sending some request to a server, and in this way, suppose there are many requests on the server. ठीक है, बहुत सारी requests आती है. So earlier क्या था, server will serve the request of one client, others have to wait. But what if we want that server serve the request of all the clients simultaneously? How it can be done? It can be done using by creating new threads for each request. Okay, for each request there will be new thread. So then it can be done. Earlier क्या था? Whenever the new request is there, form of a child for every incoming request should be either you have to stop the previous request and serve the new request, or you have to serve the previous request completely so that the others will wait and then others will be served. Okay, so these are the motivations why we need multi-threading. Okay, multi-processing is when multiple processes are running simultaneously. Multi-threading is when multiple threads are running simultaneously inside a process, within a process. So are you getting the difference between multi-processing and multi-threading? सबसे पहले तो आपको ये क्लियर होना चाहिए डिफरेंस बिटवीन मल्टी-प्रोसेसिंग एंड मल्टी-थ्रेडिंग. Is it clear?
Yes.
Is it clear? Okay. Now benefits क्या है इसके? Okay, 4 major benefits. Responsiveness. So obviously responsiveness बढ़ेगा. Suppose one thread may provide a rapid response while other threads are blocked or slowed down during an intensive calculation. So अगर multiple threads are working and suppose एक thread अगर slow हो जाता है but the other threads are running, ठीक है? So उनका काम जो दूसरे threads का काम है वो नहीं रुकेगा, ठीक है? Resource sharing. By default, threads share common data, code, and other resources, which allows multiple tasks to be performed simultaneously in a single address space. Okay, so they can perform multiple tasks simultaneously in a single address space. So they are sharing the resources like data, files. Okay. Economy. Creating and managing threads is much faster than performing the same task for processing. Because threads are lightweight, okay, therefore they are much more faster than processing. Okay, so multiple threads, multi-threading is faster than multi-processing. Okay, scalability. So utilization of multiprocessor architecture. Obviously, if there are multiple threads running, okay, a single thread process can only run on one CPU no matter how many may be available. Whereas execution of multi-threaded application may be split among available processors. So जितना CPU utilization ज़्यादा होगा, उतना क्या होगा? Benefit होगा. So if there is some application which is multi-threaded, like हमने बोला वो word processor का application है, that is multi-threaded application. So we will be able to use as much as resources and as much as CPU. Okay, so जितना ज़्यादा utilization resources and CPU का होगा, that will be best. Okay, multi-core programming. So multi-core programming में क्या है? The recent trend in computer architecture is to produce chips with multiple cores. ठीक है? आपको पता है available है quad core and many number of cores are available nowadays, or CPUs. Okay, on a single chip. So on a single chip we have multiple cores or multiple CPUs. A multi-threaded application running on a traditional single core chip would have to interleave the threads. So अब ये बोल रहा है कि अगर if we have a computer which has a single core, okay, single core chip, but the application is multi-threaded, then उसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है ना. सिंगल कोर में क्या होगा? टास्क 1 कंप्लीट हुआ, देन टास्क 2 होगा, देन टास्क 3, देन टास्क 4, then again task 1, 2, 3. It means there will be a sequential process when we have when we have single core system. But in case of multi-core system, if we have here, you can see we have 2 cores, 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 is running parallelly, 3 and 4 is running parallelly, again 1 and 2 is running parallelly. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो in case of multi-core responsiveness is faster. Responsiveness यानी कि यहाँ पे जब T2, that is second task, was started at time suppose T1 here, ठीक है, इन केस ऑफ सिंगल कोर. वहीं पे ही टास्क T2 है जो इन केस ऑफ मल्टी कोर में इट इज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम टाइम 0, यानी कि स्टार्टिंग में ही इट इज गिवन रिस्पॉन्स. मल्टी कोर system has given response to T2 task at the starting only. So यहाँ पे again here you can see T3 started much earlier in case of multi-core as compared to single core. So responsiveness is has also increased. Okay. So for operating systems, multi-core chips require new scheduling algorithms to make better use of multiple cores. So scheduling algorithms, like I said earlier also, we are going to study after completion of this chapter. As multi-threading becomes more pervasive and more important, thousands instead of tens of hundreds, thousands of CPUs have been developed to support more simultaneous threads per core in hardware. It means that per core, on a single core, we can run thousands of threads. ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी भी आ चुकी है. Okay. Now, what are the programming challenges for programmers? Okay. So for application programmers, there are 5 areas where multi-core chips present new challenges. Identifying tasks to find activities that can be performed concurrently. Balancing the load. Okay. Finding tasks to run concurrency that provide equal value. That is, don't waste a thread on trivial tasks. There should be proper utilization of each and every thread. Data splitting. Okay, so equal to prevent the thread from interfering with one another. यानी कि each thread must have equal number of resources available होने चाहिए, not equal number of resources, but जितना चाहिए उतना. Okay. If there is need to split the data between the threads, okay, because data is shared between the threads, it should be done properly. Data dependency अगर है, okay, if one task is dependent on the results of another task, then the task needs to be synchronized, okay, in proper order. Testing and debugging. So these are the 5 challenges of the programmer. Now, the types of parallelism, data parallelism and task parallelism. So आपको नाम से ही पता चल रहा है यहाँ पे. Data parallelism means dividing the data among multiple cores or threads. Okay, and task parallelism is dividing the task among multiple cores or threads and performing it simultaneously. So these are the 2 types of parallelism which can be implemented. Okay. Now this is one of the important topics जो start हो रहा है, multi-threading models. So we have 3 types of models: many-to-one model, one-to-one model, and many-to-many model. Okay, this is the topic which comes mostly in exams. ठीक है, आता ही है. There are 2 types of threads to be managed in modern systems. Now, user threads and kernel threads. Okay, so this is very important. 2 types of threads कौन से होते हैं? User threads and kernel threads. Okay, so like if you आपने अगर अपनी practical list में मैंने बोला था architecture पढ़ने को Linux का, तो वहाँ पे kernel is a part of an operating system. The user threads are the threads which are running on user space, and kernel threads are the threads which are running in kernel space. Okay, so 2 types of threads हैं. इस पे 1 number का question आ सकता है, explain or differentiate between user and kernel threads. Okay, user threads are supported above kernel without kernel support. These are the threads that application users would put into their programs. Okay. Kernel threads are supported within the kernel of OS itself. All modern operating systems support kernel level threads, allowing the kernel to perform multiple tasks or to service multiple kernel systems simultaneously. अब इसको इस तरह से समझो, user threads and kernel threads को, that kernel level threads are performing such kind of critical tasks. जैसे कि मैंने आपको एक system calls का example दिया था. For such kind of task जिसके लिए हमें ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की परमिशन की जरूरत है. okay, or some those tasks which are critical to handle. तो उसके लिए हमें कर्नल थ्रेड्स चाहिए और वी नीड परमिशन ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. यूजर लेवल थ्रेड्स क्या है? बेसिक लाइक जो हम एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामर्स या यूजर्स जो हैं, लाइक इफ आई एम using some application, okay, on my computer, and it does not need the permission of kernel. It is handled by a simple user threads, okay. तो वो कहाँ पे आएगा? यूजर स्पेस में है, यानी कि इट इज मैनेज्ड बाय यूजर लेवल थ्रेड, ओके. उसके लिए ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की जरूरत नहीं है परमिशन की, ओके. तो इस तरह से डिवाइड किया गया. इसको ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो आप. सपोज इफ आई एम conducting some workshop or seminar at suppose at basic level in my class. मुझे आपकी क्लास में एग्जाम लेना है या कुछ एक्सपर्ट लेक्चर लेना है, ओके. तो मुझे उसके लिए किसी की परमिशन की जरूरत नहीं है. बट अगर सपोज मुझे कोई ऐसा टास्क करना है फॉर विच आई नीड परमिशन ऑफ हायर अथॉरिटीज, ओके, सो आई हैव टू टेक देयर परमिशन एंड देन आई कैन डू इट. तो वहां पे आता है कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड का काम. यहाँ पे if I have to take exam in your class, okay, internal exam, okay, so for which I don't need permission, okay, for continuous evaluation के लिए मुझे internal exam लेना है, so that can be an example of user level thread, okay, for which I don't need permission of higher authorities. इस तरीके से आप इसको समझ सकते हो, okay. Now many to one model. So आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो इस तरह से डिवाइड किया गया है. सपोज दिस इज कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड एंड दीज आर यूजर लेवल थ्रेड्स मैनेज्ड बाय user level threads at user space, and this is managed by operating system, okay. Now here many user level threads are mapped to single kernel thread. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? many to one model में many user level threads are mapped onto single kernel thread. Thread management is handled by thread library in user space, okay, which is very efficient. However, if a blocking system call is made, the entire process blocks, and even if the other threads are there, would otherwise be able to continue. इसका कहने का यहाँ क्या मतलब है? इफ ब्लॉकिंग सिस्टम कॉल इज कॉल्ड, यानी कि अगर कर्नल थ्रेड ने ब्लॉकिंग सिस्टम कॉल किया, इट मींस दैट the process will be blocked and all these threads will not be able to perform now, because all these threads are mapped to single kernel thread. Now इसने अगर system block call किया है, so now because this is mapped to all, because this kernel thread is mapped to all user threads, now these all threads will be blocked, okay. These all threads will be blocked. So this is one disadvantage of many to one model, because single kernel thread can operate on a single CPU. So many to one model does not allow individual process to be split across multiple CPUs. That process will be then blocked. Green threads for Solaris and GNU portable threads implement many. So many to one model. So ये एक example दिया है कि which systems implement this many to one model in the past, but few systems continue to do it today also. So this model is not that much preferred, okay. उसके next जो है one to one model, okay, that is more appropriate than this many to one model. Why? Because here each kernel thread is mapped to single user thread, okay. Single user thread is mapped to single kernel, single user is mapped to single kernel. Here you can see. So now if suppose this kernel level thread is calling the blocking system call, then only this user thread will be blocked. Others can work, okay, others can work. The one-to-one model creates a separate kernel thread to handle each user thread, okay. One-to-one model overcomes the problem listed above. However, overhead of managing one-to-one model is more significant. अब यहाँ प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रहा है, वन टू वन मॉडल को हैंडल करना इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ ओवरहेड. जितने यूजर लेवल थ्रेड होंगे उतने ही कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड भी क्रिएट करने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है, सो ओवरहेड विल इंक्रीज. Most implementations of this model place a limit on how many threads can be created. ठीक है, so एक लिमिट तो रखनी पड़ेगी कि how many threads can be created. Now Linux and Windows 95 to XP implement one-to-one model for thread. So Linux and Windows 95 तक, Windows 95 वर्जन तक ये मॉडल इंप्लीमेंट किया जाता था. ठीक है. Now many to many model. So here you can see many user level threads are mapped to many kernel level threads. Okay. So this thread is mapped to these all three kernels. उसका फायदा क्या हुआ? The many to many model multiplexes any number of user threads onto an equal or smaller number of kernel threads. तो अब इसका ये एक चीज, this is the point जो स्टूडेंट्स अक्सर भूल जाते हैं. यहाँ पे एक जो मेन पॉइंट है, इक्वल और लेस नंबर ऑफ, स्मॉलर नंबर ऑफ कर्नल. सो इफ देयर आर 4 यूजर थ्रेड्स देन कर्नल थ्रेड्स विल बी इक्वल और लेस देन 4. ओके, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि यहाँ 4 यूजर लेवल थ्रेड्स हैं देन यहाँ पे देयर कैन बी 5 कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड्स. ठीक है, दिस इज नॉट. either equal or smaller number of kernel level threads के साथ user level threads will be mapped. Okay, फायदा क्या हुआ इसका? Users have no restrictions on the number of threads created. इस केस में क्या हो रहा था? We have to apply limit कि कितने number of user threads we can create. ठीक है, बिकॉज जितने यूजर थ्रेड्स हो रहे थे उतने कर्नल थ्रेड्स भी क्रिएट हो रहे थे. सपोज मैं यहाँ एक यूजर थ्रेड क्रिएट करती तो मुझे यहाँ एक कर्नल थ्रेड और क्रिएट करना पड़ता. ठीक है, टू मैप दिस. बट यहाँ पे वी कैन क्रिएट एनी नंबर ऑफ यूजर लेवल थ्रेड्स, देयर इज नो लिमिट ऑन दैट. ओके, नाउ अगर ब्लॉकिंग सिस्टम कॉल होता है, इट विल नॉट ब्लॉक द एंटायर प्रोसेस. सपोज दिस calls the blocking system call, then the whole process will not be blocked because it can work with another kernel thread. There are another kernel threads, they are also mapped to these processes. So work will not be stopped. काम stop नहीं होगा. Why? Because earlier if these threads, suppose these threads are mapped with this kernel level thread, and if this is called the blocking system call, then now these threads can work with this kernel level thread also and this kernel level thread also. Okay, so काम नहीं रुकेगा. Processes can split across multiple processors. Individual processes may be allocated variable number of kernel level threads depending on the number of CPUs present and other factors. So one popular variation of many to many model is two-tier model, or we can say it as a hybrid model. So this is hybrid model. So यहाँ आप देख सकते हो, we have many to many model also implemented and one to one model also implemented. Okay, and there are many systems which implement this kind of model, two-tier model. Okay, so this was from this PDF. Now in there is a this table shows the difference between process and thread. तो मैं बोल देती हूँ एक बार so that it can will be revised. Process means any program which is in execution. Thread means the segment of the process. Process takes more time to terminate. Thread takes less time to terminate, obviously because thread is a part of the process. It takes more time for creation, it takes less time for creation. Okay, it also takes more time for context switching, whereas it takes less time for context switching. Why? Can any one of you tell me why thread takes less time and process takes more time? Yes.
Because it performs micro operations.
Yes. दूसरा रीजन दूसरा ये भी है context switching के लिए, if you know what is context switching, we need to save the status of previous process and load the status of new process, right? इतना याद है. Now a process has its own data and files which are needed to be load and saving of for previous process and loading for new process. ठीक है, जब भी process की बात आती है. बट व्हेन थ्रेड की बात आती है तो थ्रेड जो है, इन दैट केस, थ्रेड के केस में डेटा एंड फाइल्स तो सेम ही रहेगा. ओके, ओनली रजिस्टर्स, स्टैक एंड काउंटर्स आर डिफरेंट. ओके, इन केस ऑफ प्रोसेस के केस में व्हेन वी आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम P1 टू P2, ठीक है, तो डेटा भी बदल रहा है, फाइल्स भी बदल रही है. बट जब हम थ्रेड स्विच कर रहे हैं, P1 से सपोज P2 थ्रेड में स्विच हो रहे हैं, so we don't need to change the data and files. Data and files are same. This thread is also sharing the same data. This thread is also sharing the same data and files. Okay, so उसके threads के केस में, context switching के केस में क्या होगा? Only these needs to be switched. Okay, तो उतना जो overhead है वो कम हो गया. समझ आ रहा है मैं क्या बोलना चाहती हूँ? Are you getting? Suppose this is P1 and this is P2. अब P1 से अगर मैं P2 पे switch कर रही हूँ तो P1 has different data and files. So I have to save the status of this data and these files and load the status of these data and these files. But in case of thread switching के case में we don't need to switch the data and files. Only registers, counters and stacks are needed to be saved and loaded for the new thread. Are you getting? At least say yes or no. If not, then say no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, meet. Roll number 111.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you getting? Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या पढ़ा रही हूँ? ओके, पार्ट 6 आपको समझ आ रहा है?
यस मैम, प्रोसेस कर रहा हूँ.
ओके,
Yes, ma'am.
so here advantages of threads are mentioned. You can read them. ये तो मैंने पढ़ाई दी आपको. यूजर लेवल, कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड्स. ओके, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर कवर्ड. मैनी टू मैनी मॉडल, वन टू वन मॉडल. यूजर लेवल थ्रेड्स एंड कर्नल लेवल थ्रेड्स के बीच में डिफरेंशिएशन शो किया गया है इन फॉर्म ऑफ टेबल. ओके, तो आप ये पढ़ सकते हैं. User level threads are faster to create and manage, whereas kernel level threads are slower to create and manage. Implementation is by thread library. An operating system supports the creation of kernel level threads. User level thread is generic and can run on any operating system. Kernel level threads are specific to particular operating system. So suppose Windows 95 है, so Windows 95 will support only particular type of if the threads and those threads can't work on some other version of operating system. Okay, so multi-threaded applications cannot take advantage of multiprocessing. Multi-threaded applications cannot take advantage of multiprocessing. kernel routines themselves can be multi-threaded. इसका मतलब क्या है? Yes, can any one of you tell me? Last is dispatching. Okay, so dispatching topic, and then there are self-study topics about thread library. हाफ पेज का है ये, what are p threads, ठीक है, तो वो just read कर लेना. Dispatching is telling nothing about but how the threads and processes are dispatched on CPU and then whole processing is done. वो explain किया हुआ है. Okay, so almost all computers today can execute multiple threads simultaneously. Each processor chip can typically contains multiple cores. ठीक है, so आजकल जो भी computers available है, on a single chip multiple cores are available and each core contains a complete CPU capable of executing threads. Many modern processors support hyper-threading. Hyper-threading means each physical core behaves as if it is actually two cores. So it can run two threads simultaneously, executing one thread while the other is waiting on the cache. तो अगर आप सर्च करो नेट पे व्हाट इज हाइपर थ्रेडिंग एंड हाउ द सिंगल कोर बिहेव्स लाइक टू कोर्स, ठीक है, यू विल गेट टू नो व्हाट इज हाइपर थ्रेडिंग एंड हाउ इट वर्क्स. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अ सर्वर माइट कंटेन टू Intel Xeon E5-2670 processors, each with 8 cores that support two-way hyper-threading. So hyper-threading is a different concept. वो आपको पूरा समझना पड़े. Overall, this computer can run 32 threads simultaneously. So it is saying that it has only suppose 8 cores. ठीक है, it has 8 cores, but it can run 32 threads simultaneously because of this concept of hyper-threading. Now, may have more threads than cores. ठीक है, so in case of hyper-threading, we can have more number of threads than more number of cores. At any given time, most threads do not need to execute. They are waiting for something, waiting for some resource or waiting for some hardware or input-output device. Okay. Operating system uses PCB to keep track of each process. That we know. Okay. That we know. Information about open file, information about memory, okay, and other miscellaneous information. At any given point of time, a thread is in one of the three states. Either it is running, or it is blocked, or it is ready. Ready means it is waiting for CPU. Dispatcher, innermost portion of operating system that runs on each core. So what dispatcher is responsible? It runs a thread for a while, save its states and load the state of another thread and then run it. So जो context switching का काम है, like scheduler का काम क्या है? Schedule करना processes को. The same is dispatcher doing for threads. Okay, it is running a thread, saving its state, loading the status of another thread and running it. Okay. Now context switch is nothing but changing the thread currently running thread on a core by first saving its state and then loading the status of new thread. Note, the dispatcher is not itself a thread. Core can only do one thing at a time. If a thread is executing, dispatcher cannot. Okay. Operating. So these are some concepts. Actually, I have noted it down. कि आप लोगों को ध्यान में रहे बेसिक जो भी हमने पूरे चैप्टर में पढ़ा है. यू कैन डू इट बाय योरसेल्फ. आप एक just read it. Okay, just read it. And there is a few points about thread libraries. Just read these 2 pages by yourself. You will आपको easily, these are the concepts जो हमने already पढ़ लिए हैं and few other concepts, ठीक है, जो आपको पता होने चाहिए. Okay, they are not in our syllabus, but you should know them. तो मैंने यहाँ पे state down किए. Okay, so this process management chapter is complete from my side. Now next, in the next lecture, we will continue scheduling. Okay. So, any doubts? If you have, you can ask, else we can end this session. Okay, can we end the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You may leave.